Welcome to the City of Sylvania's virtual presentation of two construction projects to be performed simultaneously in 2023. These projects are the Monroe Street and Silica Drive Intersection Improvements Project and the Silica Drive Bridge Replacement Project. My name is Joe Shaw, and I am the Deputy Service Director for the City and Project Manager for both projects. For any questions or comments on this presentation, or for more information, please feel free to contact me by phone or email as noted on the slide. The project limits are shown in the white boundary on this slide. On Monroe Street, the westerly project limits are at the Maplewood Elementary property line and continue to the east to Main Street. On Silica Drive, the southerly project limits are just south of the existing bridge to Monroe Street. On Judy Young Lane, the northerly project limits are approximately halfway to Maplewood Avenue to Monroe Street. In 2017, the city studied the Monroe and Silica intersection for ways to reduce congestion and improve level of service. Level of service is a qualitative measure of performance that factors in speed, density, congestion, and other factors, and assigns an overall grade, with an A being the best and an F being the worst. The AM commute, and in particular this overlap with the Northview High School arrival, functions at a poor level of service with an overall grade of an F. If you are a frequent AM user of this intersection, it is not uncommon to see traffic queuing in the eastbound direction as far back as Erie Street. The study showed that congestion and level of service could be improved by implementing a roundabout or widening the intersection with additional turning lanes. The study also indicated that an additional second eastbound lane from Maplewood Elementary to Main Street was necessary. The city conducted a public involvement campaign in 2019 requesting feedback on each alternative, and the overwhelming support was for a traffic signal improvement over a roundabout. At the same time as the intersection public involvement was occurring in 2019, the city was notified by the Ohio Department of Transportation that a recent inspection of the vehicular Silica Drive Bridge over 10 Mile Creek revealed that the general appraisal value fell from a 5 to a 4. General appraisal is a composite measurement of major structural items on a bridge and an indicator of overall health and condition. This is the minimum value for a bridge to qualify as a candidate for federal funding assistance. The city applied for federal funding in 2020 and was successful. The replacement plan calls for removing both the vehicular and pedestrian bridges and replacing them with one joint use structure capable of conveying both modes of traffic. The overall proposed improvements, including lane assignments and links, have been overlaid over an aerial photo of the project area and are shown on this slide. We will discuss and highlight the improvements in more detail on the next few slides. This slide shows typical lane assignments on Monroe Street facing east between Silica Drive and Main Street. There are two eastbound lanes, one westbound lane, and one dedicated left turn lane or two-way left turn lane in the middle. This slide shows a closer view of the west leg of the project in the Monroe and Silica intersection. Eastbound Monroe will be widened from 2 lanes to 3 lanes on the intersection approach and will be provided with one left turn lane, one dedicated through lane, and one combination through right lane. On the east side of the intersection, there will be 2 dedicated through lanes to Main Street. Northbound Silica will be widened from 2 lanes to 3 lanes on the intersection approach and will be provided with one left turn lane, one dedicated through lane, and one dedicated right turn lane. The westbound and southbound approaches will shift slightly, but the number of lanes and assignments will remain unchanged. This slide shows a closer view of the east leg of the project up to Main Street. Again, there will be 2 eastbound lanes, one westbound lane, and one dedicated left turn lane or two-way left turn lane in the middle. The railroad warning devices and flashers will be replaced and the crossing widened. This slide shows a closer view of Judy Young Lane. A new driveway will be installed connecting Judy Young to the City Hall parking lot, shown in purple shading on this slide. The existing driveway and access to Monroe Street from the City Hall parking lot, shown in white crosshatching, will be removed. This slide shows a closer view of Silica Drive. Again, northbound Silica will be widened from 2 lanes to 3 lanes and will be provided with 1 left turn lane, 1 dedicated through lane, and 1 dedicated right turn lane. The existing vehicular and pedestrian bridges will be replaced with 1 joint use structure over 10 Mile Creek. This slide shows typical lane assignments on the bridge facing north. 2 12-foot lanes will be provided for vehicles. Vehicles and pedestrians will be separated by a concrete parapet wall and railing. Pedestrians and bicycles will be provided with 1 11-foot wide multi-use path. The west side of the bridge will include an overlook area, widened beyond the multi-use path, and will include 2 benches for seating. In 2018, City Council officially dedicated the Silica Drive Bridge the Don Townsend Gateway Bridge. Mr. Townsend was an art teacher at Northview and recognized for his years of service and inspiration to students. This overlook area will include a decorative concrete pillar with bronze plaques as a memorial to Mr. Townsend. Construction is scheduled to begin in March 2023 and will be substantially completed by November. Construction will be highlighted by 2 major phases, named Phase 1 and Phase 2. During Phase 1, Monroe Street will be restricted to a 1-way traffic pattern, with the westbound direction remaining open. All eastbound traffic will be detoured around the construction zone. Also under Phase 1, the Silica Drive Bridge will close to all traffic in April 2023 and remain closed for 4 months while it's replaced. Access will be maintained at all times to Anchor Church. This will impact the Northview High School travel plans for the last 2 months of the 2022-23 school year. However, the bridge will be open to all traffic prior to the start of the 2023-24 school year in August. Once the 2022-23 school year concludes at Maplewood Elementary at the end of May, Judy Young Lane will be closed to all traffic for 2 months in June and July for reconstruction work. However, the roadway will be open to all traffic prior to the start of the 2023-24 school year in August. Phase 2 construction will begin in early August. Monroe Street will continue in a 1-way traffic pattern, but the direction will switch from westbound to eastbound. All westbound traffic will be detoured around the construction zone. Both Silica Drive and Judy Young Lane will be open to traffic. The detour plan for both Phase 1 and Phase 2 will utilize Haroon Road, Holland-Sylvania Road, and Sylvania Avenue, shown in pink on this slide. The west leg of the detour plan will utilize either Mitchell Road or Centennial Road based on phase. This may look like a large detour route, but there are several other projects being performed by the Lucas County Engineers Office and City in this area in 2023 that factor into this detour plan. We will go over the coordination and timing of those projects on the next couple of slides. The Lucas County Engineers Office will be installing a roundabout at the intersection of Centennial Road and Brent Road from March 15th through May 31st. Within this time frame, the intersection will be closed for 45 days. Once the roundabout project is completed, the Lucas County Engineers Office and City will be performing a joint agency resurfacing project on Brent Road from June 15th through August 1st. The county project limits are from Centennial Road to 10 Mile Creek. The city project limits are from Silica Drive to the railroad tracks just west of Main Street. Once the Brent Road resurfacing project is completed, the Lucas County Engineers Office will be performing a resurfacing project on Mitchell Road from August 15th through October 31st. The county project limits are between Brent Road and Sylvania Metamora Road. As a result of the work on Mitchell Road, the Phase 2 detour route for the west leg can be slightly reduced in length, and utilize Centennial Road. Also, once the Brent Road resurfacing project is completed, the city will be performing a sanitary sewer lateral rehabilitation project on Main Street between 10 Mile Creek and Main Street Circle. This project is scheduled to start in the fall of 2023 and be completed in the spring of 2024. As noted previously, the Phase 1 maintenance of traffic pattern, and specifically the Silica Drive bridge closure, will overlap with the last 2 months of school at Northview High School in April and May. As a result, all Northview traffic will need to come from the south of campus using Convent Boulevard. The city and Sylvania schools have developed a travel plan that will manage traffic control and congestion relief during the Northview arrival and dismissal periods. For the arrival plan, buses will be separated from staff and student traffic prior to Silica Drive by requesting different arrival directions. Buses will arrive from Brent Road using Maple Drive. Staff and students will arrive from Main Street using Convent Boulevard. Sylvania Police will provide traffic control measures at the Silica, Convent, and Main Convent intersections as needed to better facilitate these traffic movements. We would ask that all staff and students avoid using residential side streets as cut-through streets during this period. For the dismissal plan, buses will again utilize Maple Drive to Brent Road. Staff and students will use Convent Boulevard to Main Street. Sylvania Police will provide traffic control measures at the Silica Convent and Main Convent intersections as needed to better facilitate these traffic movements. We would ask that all staff and students avoid using residential side streets as cut-through streets during this period. The City of Sylvania thanks you for watching this presentation. For any questions or comments on this presentation or for more information, please feel free to contact me by phone or email as noted on the slide. This concludes our presentation.